Hey guys, it's Candace again. I am coming at you back to back because I wanted to try something new. I've had a few people send me these things called tag videos, and so there's been a couple different ones that they've sent me, and I'm picking this one because I didn't really know what they were, but it kind of looks fun and cute. It's just a way for you guys to get to know me a little bit better, and actually this one's called the Get to Know Me tag, and I guess people on YouTube do these where someone sends them questions, or there's a certain tag that's going around with a specific set of questions, and you're supposed to answer them just so that your viewers can get to know you better, and then most times they'll respond, and then it gives me opportunity to get to know my viewers better. So I'm gonna do this Get to Know Me tag, and we'll see how it goes. So there's about 20 something questions, and I'm just gonna go down the list and answer them. So the first one is what my name is. My name's Candace. What my nicknames are. Candy, I get that often. My family, like my brother and sister, call me Can or Can. My mom used to call me Candy Girl, and then like a lot of people at my jobs have called me Candy Girl before. Candy Spice, that's what my auntie and my uncle on my dad's side call me. And I think that came from when the Spice Girls were around, and you remember how all of them had like a name, and then it was always Spice. And I forget how they started calling me that, but now I've been called that for years, and all my cards are signed Candy Spice, or text messages, all that stuff, or just Spice. That's what my uncle calls me, just Spice, which kind of fits. I mean, I am a little spicy. I like it. So those are the nicknames. For the longest time, I only let my grandma call me Candy, but over the years, people just have started calling me that, and I really don't mind it. It's kind of endearing, so those are the nicknames: Candy, Can, Candy Girl, and Candy Spice or Spice. Birthday, August 19th. So my sign, I'm a Leo. And I think that is a perfect sign for me because it is spicy, it's saucy, it's fiery, it's passionate, it's always just there and in the mix and all that kind of stuff, which a big part of me is like that. But I think a lot of times people forget that Leos are also pretty sensitive, get our feelings hurt a lot, and I think because we're so boisterous and loud all the other times, people don't think that really ever happens, but it does happen. So be nice to a Leo today. Hug a Leo today. Occupation. Right now, I'm currently working as a program manager for an outreach department for a nonprofit, and so my job is we set up housing opportunities, whether it's permanent or transitional housing, for homeless youth ages 15 to 24. And once they get into our programs, I supervise case managers, housing specialists, peer supports, mental health therapists, who give these guys the skills to cope, to deal, to learn, basic skills on how to live by themselves and on their own. Whether that's just going to school every day, getting a full-time job, and sometimes it's as basic as making sure you do not leave a lit candle when you leave the house. Remembering that these kids are homeless, so they don't always have the skills that we might have, or the basic knowledge that we think is just so common. So it is very interesting. Sometimes it can be kind of taxing as far as just remembering to break things down a little bit further than you might normally do. But I will say this is probably the most rewarding job I've ever had, and I absolutely love it. The pay is not that great. I mean, it's nonprofit. We all know how that is. But when you can come home every single day and know that you did something and made a difference for somebody, and you see it every single day, I mean, that's definitely a big reward, and I enjoy it a lot, and I don't think I'm going to go anywhere for a while. So that's my job. Hair color. I am naturally brown hair. I get questions about my hair all the time, I guess, and I never really noticed it until I got a little bit older. But a lot of black people have black hair, and my hair is just a naturally kind of a brownish red color. My mom's is the same way. However, my dad, my brother, and my sister, they all have really dark black hair. So people ask me all the time if I've dyed it, or what did I put in my hair? Am I using henna? Because in the summertime when I'm outside, I am red-headed. Like, it looks just like reddish orangey kind of. But during the winter, I'm mostly just brown. It's a little different, but that's what it is. Brown eyes as well. Best feature. I kind of hate when they ask this question because I feel so arrogant when you say it, but because they asked, I'll answer. But my best feature, I think one thing I get compliments on all the time are my eyes. They're very large, if you can't tell. They're kind of bugs sometimes. And I used to be really self-conscious about that, but as I get older, I always get compliments on how beautiful your eyes are and all these things. So over the years, I've learned how to work them a little bit. I can make them say things I want them to say. I use it for my benefit. It worked really well on my dad when I was little. And still, I can get my way a little bit with these eyes. Bat them a few good times, know how to cut them just right. Somehow it works for me. So eyes definitely is one, but I also will have to say, I do think I have a really nice smile. That's another thing I get a lot of compliments on. The question right under that is, did you ever have braces? And yes, I did have braces. I had them from 7th to 9th grade. And that first year was probably pure hell for me because I had 2 guys in my class. I don't even know if I should say their names because one of them, he's still my best friend, but I can't stand him because he has such a bad attitude. But and he's always so mean to me. But anyway, these 2 guys would always tease me about my braces. They call me brace face, rubber mouth, all kinds of names. And they'd even go so far as to try and make me turn my head a certain direction as if they're trying to tune the radio. Like, open your mouth just a little bit wider. Turn your head. Lift your head up. Perfect. Don't move. Like, now all of a sudden I can hear clearly on the radio. Just jerks. Yeah, Marcus, I'm saying your name so everybody knows who you are. Marcus. Meanie face. Piercings. I do have my 2 pierces. These pierced. Always have had those since I was a baby. My mom did those. And then when I was 16, I got these pierced right behind it. And then I had this pierced on this ear. Or no, on this ear. And then I had this pierced on my on this ear. And I think that was my way of just kind of coming out of my shell. It was what I did when I turned 18. I'm 18 now, I can do what I want. I was too chicken to do a tattoo, so I did the piercings. But now that I'm older, and plus it's just too much work keeping up after them, and then I don't really see too many people with a ton of earrings in their ear anymore, so I just have these 2. Occasionally I might put this one in. They all still work, but I don't really use them that much. But I did tell you guys, if I ever see my belly button again, I'm getting that sucker pierced just so that I can say I had it. So stay tuned, because that's coming. Righty or lefty? I am a righty as far as when I write, but I do everything with my left hand. So my right hand always is supporting what my left hand does, which is kind of weird because I can write all right, but definitely write with my right, work with my left. That's just the hand that does everything. What sports did you play? I played volleyball, basketball, softball. And I played those throughout junior high and, well, elementary, junior high, and my junior year of high school. I was in a very bad car accident at the beginning or in the summertime of junior year, and I wasn't able to play volleyball because I messed up my back and my neck really bad, and I'm still messed up from that. But it was very devastating to me because I loved playing volleyball, and I didn't get to do that anymore. But those were the 3 sports I played. Basketball, softball, and volleyball. Out of the 3, volleyball was my favorite. First concert. I was actually an adult before I made it to a concert. The reason is I bought tickets to Drew Hill, Boys to Men, Blackstreet. There was a couple other that I bought tickets to, and I had a curse on me because every time the concerts would get canceled. So I just kind of bagged the whole concert thing. Then I think it was my 22nd birthday. Me and my cousin were our birthdays were around the same time. There was kind of right when John Legend was at his peak. Everybody loved John Legend. Him and Life Jennings came. And that was my very first concert, and I loved it. I had a good time. I've even seen John Legend since then in another concert. Favorite movies, I have a few, but my all-time favorite movie is The Color Purple. You told Harpo to hit me. Like, I just love that movie. And when they're like, never part, like, that's my movie. I feel it every time. I love Still Magnolias, Pretty Woman, Boys in the Hood. Now, I know that one for word too. I love me some Boys in the Hood. Ice Cube, with the Jerry curl or not, he could get it. The Waitress, Dirty Dancing. Oh, nobody puts baby in a corner. That's right. Get your girl. Goonies. I love Goonies. Hey, you guys. That's my favorite movie. I love every part about it. I love Chunk. I love at the beginning when they make him like pull up his stomach and jiggle around to get the door open. Love the Goonies. The Never Ending Story. Oh, that is like, I know that word for word. Me and my brother used to watch that almost every day. Sebastian, please call my name, Sebastian. Oh, so dramatic. When the horse died, tears. I loved the dragon. What's his name? Artax? No. Atreyu was the boy. And then I'm forgetting his name. Anyway, I love the dragon. I love the sneezing turtle. And I used to want to be sneezed at and thrown in the mud when I was a kid. Like, I just love that movie. Anyway, there's a whole lot more, but those are like my all-time favorite. Oh, and Mac and Me. I loved Mac and Me when I was growing up. Okay, favorite shows right now. Oh, y'all, I'm so into Scandal. That is my show. I love everything about it, except I don't like the fact that she walks so fast all the time. It's like you're in the middle of Central Park or wherever wherever they are all the time. That little mall area around the White House. What's that called? Anyway, she's always walking there. If you're walking that fast and I was just a regular person, I would know something's up, because who walks that fast in the daytime if they aren't trying to get somewhere quick or in emergency or doing something they're not supposed to? She does walk a little fast and she moves her mouth a little funny, but the plot line, And then, I've been a fan of Grace for years. It kind of goes up and down with me. The other one, Breaking Bad and Walking Dead. Love those two shows. They're so good and gritty and And then I love Dexter. Who doesn't love a serial killer that kills the bad guys? I am a few seasons behind though, and I've heard that it just gets better and better. So I think I'm only on season 5 or 6. It was the one where Julia Stiles came in, and I stopped with the HBO, or Showtime, whatever channel it comes on. And I used to have Netflix and catch up. So I just need to get some time and find somebody with the DVDs and just catch up on all of them. I love it. And I also love Modern Family. Those are my shows. Okay. Favorite song lately is All I Can't Stop Singing is that Bruno Mars, If I Was Your Man. I love that song. It's just so sweet and sad. But as far as songs, there's just so many, and some of them get on my nerves. But my favorite artists right now are, I always am a Beyonce fan. That's my girl. I just love me some Beyonce. Even though I'll just leave it at that, because I think they asked something like that later. All right, favorite restaurants. That's a dumb question, because I like them all. I don't know that I've ever been to a restaurant that there wasn't something there that I didn't like. As far as favorite goes, I love Red Lobster, and I love Mazatlan. I know everybody's like, Mazatlan, but I don't know. Something about Mazatlan is just so yummy to me. So those are my favorite restaurants. There's fancier places I like to go, but as far as the places I can afford to go regularly on my budget, those are the two. Favorite things to buy, I love shoes. Shoes are my weakness, and I actually just donated like 20 pairs of shoes because I just wasn't wearing them. So that's just what I did, but I still miss them. It's like, oh, my babies. I love shoes, and I need to actually kind of improve my game because it's kind of went down the last few months, but we'll be back. Summertime's coming. Kids, I don't have any, but I do want 3. I would love 2 boys and a girl. And I already have their names picked out, but I'm not going to share them because it seems like a couple times now I've shared names with a couple specific people, and all of a sudden their children line up with my names. So no more sharing my names. Where do I want to live? Well, maybe city or state. I love this. I love the Pacific Northwest. It doesn't have to be this state particularly, but just on the West Coast. I like the West Coast. I don't really want to go east. I don't want to go south. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's too many weird bugs. It's just got a lot of things that I'm good over here. So we'll see. Do you believe in God? Absolutely. He does a lot of work on me on a daily basis, and I know that he has brought me through so many things that I would just not be here. You guys just don't even know. But yes, absolutely 100% believe in God. Do I believe in aliens? Yes, I do. I know there's something. I don't know if it's necessarily an alien, but I think it's arrogant of us to think that we're the only being in this whole the whole world or universe. So I know there's something else out there. Plus, there's all this proof that there's other living things. So I do think that's there. Do you believe in ghosts? I believe in spirits And I probably would have at one time absolutely said, no, I don't believe in ghosts. But I worked in a rehab center a couple years ago, and it was the graveyard shift. And it was an old nursing home that they turned into a rehab center. And always people were saying how haunted it was. And it was like, okay, whatever. Until I was there and saw many things that I couldn't believe with my eyes. Like, if somebody else hadn't been there to witness it, I would have thought I was going crazy. Whether it was doors closing, hearing footprints go down the hall, and I have the flashlight looking down the hall and there's nothing there. So I do believe there's spirits. I don't know if a ghost and a spirit is the same thing, but I think that's the truth. And then the last question is, do I believe in myself? And I thought this was such a great question because instantly I want to say, yeah, I believe in myself. I've always believed in myself. But I didn't necessarily believe in myself when I started this protocol, this diet that I'm doing. And the reason I know that is because I actually had to bring you guys in to hold myself accountable, because I knew that I couldn't do it on my own. So there's so many other areas that I know, like, Candace, you got this. I do believe. But then there's also those parts where it's like, now I believe, and I'm glad that I was able to come to that. But I think because it's new and it's a little different, and maybe the lack of success in the future or the past made me kind of not so sure about myself. But now that I see that I'm doing it, I definitely believe in myself. So these were the questions. I hope it gives you a little bit more insight about me. Please share. I'd love to hear you respond or comment or rate or tell me you're corny, whatever the case is. But maybe that just gives you a better feel for who Candace is. And I'll try to do a few more because I kind of like them. And I would love for you guys to give me back some input or just answer some of the questions yourself. So